Hello and welcome to the Entrepreneurship and Innovation Center here at the University of New Haven. I'm Mike McGuire and this is Pitch Perfect. Welcome to Pitch Perfect's second season. This season we have a great new director, a new crew, new editors, a new social media team, and a new assistant producer. And remember, Pitch Perfect is 100% student run. We're looking forward to a very exciting season 2, and welcome to our newest sponsor, the Entrepreneurship Foundation. Additionally, this year, the winner of our pitch off is going to receive $500 as a prize. So, as we know, Pitch Perfect is the place for you to pitch your new business idea, get feedback, and feel what it's like to be on the spot. At Pitch Perfect, we invite students from all over Connecticut to stand on the spot, pitch their business ideas to a panel of expert judges, each one an entrepreneur and an expert in their own right. After each pitch, the judges will decide if you and your pitch have what it takes to make it through to the next round. If you do, we'll help you refine and sharpen your pitch before returning to the spot to pitch again. And if the judges agree, you'll have a chance to compete in our pitch-off at the end of the season, battling it out to become Pitch Perfect's Student Entrepreneur of the Year. Today, we have our two contestants. One will move on to the next round, and one will not. So now, let's meet our panel of judges. First on my left is Dr. Jan Jones. Dr. Jones is a professor of hospitality and tourism management in the School of Business here at the University of New Haven. Welcome, Dr. Jones. Next, in the center spot, is Shanique Richards. Shanique is a student here at the university and is a recent winner of a $10,000 Altus Business Innovation Challenge prize. Congratulations and welcome, Shanique. And finally, to my right, is Dr. Vasiliki Kosmidal. Dr. Kosmidal is also a professor here at the university in the School of Business, teaching management and entrepreneurship. Welcome, Dr. Kosmidal. Okay, our panel is in place. It's time to meet our first contestant.
Hi, my name's Steve Bumbera. I'm currently a junior at the University of New Haven. I have a fear that we're starting to replace quality with convenience, and I have a plan to deliver both.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Steve to Pitch Perfect with his idea called Transparency. Steve, you're on the spot. You have 2 minutes. Go.
Hi everyone, my name's Steve, as you know. So my business is a little bit more of a platform than it is a business. It's going to be broken down into 3 phases. That's the best way to explain this. The first phase is going to be a delivery system. And what that's going to do is it's going to deliver all goods and services. So think Uber Eats, but instead of just people and food, it's gas stations, it's Walmart, it's the little goods you need, a pack of cigarettes, not to get anyone smoking or anything, but whatever you need, we would deliver it. Now, with that system, we would start generating revenue, and that would bring us into the second phase. The second phase is the most important part, to me at least, and that's going to be when we start delivering services. So you need your oil changed, you need your computer worked on, you need something like that. A professional is going to come to your door and do that for you, and you can get it set to a schedule right on the website, however you'd want to do it. Once the revenue is good enough from that, then we move into the third phase, which is the specialist education. And that's for the people, if you don't want someone to come to your house to change your oil, if you don't want that person to come out, well, that person can come out once and teach you how to do it, so you never have to pay for a service like that again. Because there's all sorts of corporations that are just robbing people blind and letting them fall into this little niche where they think that everything is at their disposal, but for a higher price, for less customer service. And I want a lower price and better customer service. And I think this platform will deliver that.
Steve, great job.
Thank you.
That's awesome. So as I think about this, you're looking at taking advantage of delivery technology that currently exists, but at the end, you're teaching people how to do it themselves. So where did this idea come from?
Well, I was in the military, so I'm a veteran, big American dream type of picture, and I feel like the American dream is slowly starting to fade away because bigger corporations are able to make power moves that littler companies can't do. So this would be a marketing platform for them, as well as a way to deliver good quality services to customers.
Very interesting. All right, so let's see what our judges think. Dr. Jones, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so great pitch. I'm kind of curious if you can tell me a little bit more about the customer interaction with you. So how would I know where to find your services?
Well, it hasn't started yet, but from the start, I'm gonna go old school and go door to door. I used to do it for vacuum sales and just let people know that I'm in the area, this is the service I want to offer, and start getting my name out there. Maybe work with only a few specific clients, not customers, and that way they can rely on me specifically as their delivery driver every time. And then grow from there using,
That's all right, using what?
word of mouth advertising, best form of advertising.
Yep.
So they'll tell their friends, and then hopefully it'll start to take on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Shanique, your thoughts?
Steve, great presentation.
Thank you.
I just wanted you to clarify for me.
Sure.
So you mentioned Uber. So are people ordering from these specific locations, and are you going to pick it up similar to Uber?
No, so they would be ordering through us.
Okay.
So they would place the order totally through our app, through our website, and then we would go to whatever location that they registered in the website, and we would pick up whatever they want and deliver it to them. And then they could get on a schedule if they wanted. If it's something like toilet paper they wanted on the 1st of every month, they know the 1st of every month they'll have their toilet paper.
Perfect. And there's no other technology out there like this one is yet, I assume.
Not that I know of. The closest I found was one called Those Delivery Guys, and they delivered basically anything that you could ask for, but they operated in a very small rural town, and they didn't want to grow any bigger than that.
Thank you.
Dr. Cosmido, what do you think?
Steve, great pitch. Thank you very much. Could you tell me a little bit more about the kinds of services that you could educate me on? For example, could I have you teach me how to do my taxes? What kinds of services would that be?
Sure. That's actually the beauty of this all, is it's virtually limitless, the amount of services that can come. Because let's say you are someone who prepares taxes or does some sort of accounting, you have that skill set, but you don't have the market to perform that other than your career. So this would allow you to, on the side, say, hey, I want to contract through transparency. We would take you on as a contractor, and then anytime a service was available in the area, we would send you to whatever house needs it.
Thank you.
So, Steve, I'm interested in knowing at that final phase when you are teaching people, where do you get the people with the skill sets, and how are they compensated, and what's in it for them? Because people need to be motivated to do these things, right? So tell me a little bit about your thoughts there.
Well, in the beginning, it would start right here at UNH or any sort of college. I would want to take on professionals, because we all kind of get stuck in you are leaving college and you want a job, but you don't have the work experience. So what do you do? So this would be a way where I know that these college graduates, they understand their job and they're willing to try in this profession and teach other people. So I'd start with them at the top, and I'd let them be managers of some sorts, and they would hire people on, train them in the way of the force, and they would grow from there. It would just grow like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Organically.
Organically, yeah,
All right.
really. Yeah.
Good. Well, Steve, thanks so much. It was a great
Absolutely.
pitch.
Yeah.
And if you step off stage, and we'll move on to our next contestant.
Sure, thank you.
Hi, my name is Ketsia. I'm a senior in business management at the University of New Haven. I'm with the team Always Green, and today we're trying to come up with a product that will help reduce significantly the amount of plastic waste that ends up into the ocean.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ketsia to Pitch Perfect with her idea called Always Green. Ketsia, you're on the spot. You've got 2 minutes. Go.
Hello, thank you for having me on here. Did you know that every year 8 million metric tons of plastic ends up into the ocean, killing 1,000 of marine mammals, but also 1 million of seabirds? Yes, plastic pollution is a real threat to the environment. To that problem, people have tried to come up with solutions such as recycling, corn-based bottle, paper-based bottle. However, none of them has proven to be 100% effective. As a matter of fact, 4 months ago, the UK government reported that recycling isn't the answer to fight against plastic pollution. This is why we are here. We are always green, and today we're coming up with a solution. Now be ready. A seed paper-based bottle, 100% eco-friendly, but also biodegradable, that once in touch with the soil will help to grow plants. And even if it ends up into the ocean, because not everybody cares about pollution, it will feed the fish into the ocean. Let's talk about our target. We are planning to sell the seed paper-based bottle to beverage companies into the US, which is $12 billion of revenue. But also, that could be a great product for the future to fight against plastic pollution in countries with high pollution rates such as China and other African countries. Our competitor will be traditional plastic bottle manufacturers, but also other eco-friendly products that already exist into the market. Now remember, the seed paper-based bottle is very easy to produce. You only need 3 elements in order to make a seed paper-based bottle: sawdust, seed, and alga, which is a powder, a seaweed-based powder that vegans also use to make dessert. But that powder, once mixed with water, can be molded in order to form an inner lining for the seed paper-based bottle. Now, judges, are you ready to fight with us against plastic pollution? Seed paper-based bottle, the solution to pollution.
Ketsia, that was awesome. What
Thank
an
you.
interesting idea. So let me see if I can get this straight. So it is a completely biodegradable beverage container.
Exactly.
So it's made from organic materials and other things that will serve its function, but when it's done, it completely biodegrades.
Exactly.
Is that the
Decompose
simple
into the
man's
nature.
description?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, let's hear from our judges. Dr. Jones.
So first of all, great pitch.
Thank you.
And a very relevant problem to deal with today. So I think it's a great idea. I did have a couple questions. The first question I had for you is whether or not there are any other products similar to this right now in the market that you know of.
There isn't a product that is exactly like ours. A seed paper-based bottle doesn't exist yet into the market. We have biodegradable bottle and paper-based bottle, but not a seed paper-based bottle.
Okay, so other products similar with the same materials, but just not a bottle. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Okay. And then another question I had for you was, do you know what the shelf life would be for something like this? So in those products that already exist, I mean, one of the reasons people use plastic is because unfortunately they don't go away forever. So do you have any idea what a shelf life for a product like that might be?
A seed paper-based bottle takes 1 week to decompose.
Okay.
But the alga inside decompose when the bottle is empty.
Okay.
So once you consume the water inside, there is like the alga disappear, the inner lining disappears.
Okay.
And so apparently, from what I understand, is when that inner lining gets exposed to the air, it begins the decomposition process, but not before.
Okay.
Is that right?
Actually, the inner lining doesn't need to be exposed to air in order to decompose. When the bottle is empty, then started the decomposition process. Yeah.
Great. I'm going to hand it on to the other judges.
Shanique.
Ketsia, wonderful presentation. I loved it. So one of the hardest things is convincing people to change their way of life. How do you plan on convincing these big corporations to switch from using plastic to your product? And have you thought about cost? What would it cost them to switch that entire system out from plastic to now this biodegradable bottle?
So the pollution issue is something that all companies nowadays talk about, and they already try to shift from 100% non-degradable plastic to degradable plastic, which takes 6 months to decompose. So our product will be actually the product for the future, because millennials and other the future generation will be aware of the product. So we won't need to do a lot of awareness campaign in order to convince them to use our product. And the second question...
do you know what cost would be? Have you thought about that as yet?
So we haven't really thought about cost, but we know that it won't be more expensive than like $1 to make a seed paper-based bottle.
Okay, thank you.
Doctor, the last word.
Thank you, Ketsia. It was a great presentation. I want to build on the numbers question and ask you, do you know what the price would be for a bottle? And also, have you gauged any interest from customers if they would be willing to buy your product, how much they would be willing to pay for it?
Actually, we designed a survey, and so far we have 100 people who respond to the survey. And 82% of them say that they're willing to actually use a seed paper-based bottle. And we had a range, or if there were some people who say, for example, 11% say that they were willing to pay 25 cents. We got 20 other person, like 20% that say that they will be willing to pay 75 cents. And also others say they will pay $1 more if it is about saving the environment where we're living right now. Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
I'm really glad that you've done some market research. I mean, clearly getting feedback from
Yes.
the marketplace is really important. I'd encourage you to think about, too, is how do you protect this idea? You've got these major players out there who are anxious to solve the problem that you're trying to solve, but they're big players with lots of resources. So have you thought about getting a patent on it, or have you looked into that?
We actually thought about it, but the group and I, because we are always green, so there is not only me but other people as well in the group, they say that we still have to do more research and also to collect what it takes, like financial money, in order to go for a patent, because I think it costs a lot of money.
Yeah, they aren't free. That's absolutely, that's absolutely true. All right, great. Well, Ketsia, great job.
Thank
Please
you.
join Steve off stage, and the judges will begin their deliberation. All right, judges, it's in your hands. We have two very big picture ideas here. I don't envy the position that you're in. So let's get to it. Let the deliberation begin.
Wow, so two really great presentations.
I agree.
Going to be a tough decision, but
Let's start with Steve
Yeah.
and transparency. It's definitely a great idea. It's a grand idea for sure. It's not something that will take a little bit of time.
Right.
It's definitely something that's a bit time consuming. I think for him, when we asked the question, or I think Mike asked the question of how he's going to find these people, I think for him, he should have did a little more research and looked into maybe staffing agencies, because they have all these people who are looking for work, and this might be a good resource for them, for sure.
yeah, I would actually agree with the same point. I was also thinking connecting with small businesses. This could be an opportunity to really connect with those. But I would agree in terms of great idea, and I think that's the future. People want to learn how to do things themselves instead of paying for someone always to do it. But I just think it needs a little bit more thought and consideration.
And I would add to that, people having to know how to do things, connect that to the revenues that Steve might have for his business, because if he teaches people how to do things, then his revenue will go down. So he will need to put a little bit more thought on,
How to continue that
how to
revenue.
continue that revenue stream.
sure.
Absolutely.
I agree.
And
But great
Ketsia,
presentation.
let's save the environment.
Of course.
Yes.
That was a great presentation.
It was.
Yes.
Great.
Well, that topic's close to my heart. It's something that I'm pretty passionate about also, and I really liked her idea, and I thought she touched on all of the things: problem, solution, did the research, thought through the process, and I mean, again, I think the idea of a patent, I would be concerned that as soon as any big corporation kind of knows about something like this, maybe they're going to want to try to compete with that product, but I really thought it was a great idea. Any other thoughts?
Yeah, I also liked her in terms of style. I liked her engaging presentation when she posed those questions to us, like, have you thought about this? I really thought she did a very good job presenting.
Yes, really
her
thought
idea.
through what she was going to
Really
say,
thought
for
through.
sure.
Great presentation. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah,
So judges, do we have a decision?
I think we do.
We do.
All right, we're back. How you feeling?
Good.
How you feeling? Good. Well, I know the judges deliberated for quite a while, and so I know it was a tough call. And Shanique, do you have a decision?
Yes, we do.
All right, but before we reveal that decision, I'd like the judges to just give some feedback from about what you saw and what advice and or input would you provide these two contestants? Dr. Jones, why don't you start?
Sure. So first of all, both I think did a really great job today in presenting, and no matter who moves forward, I think you should both move forward with your ideas. So please don't let this stop either of you today, because, well, I don't think it will, based on your conversations already. But what I'd like to say is just, Steve, I think your presentation was really good. I really love your idea, so please, go ahead. Definitely move forward with it. I'm a little concerned about the training piece of it and sort of how you're going to get the expertise in terms of keeping that up for whatever needs people have. I don't think it should stop you. I just think you need to really think maybe through that and maybe do a little bit of research and sort of talking to different markets of what it is they'd be looking for, and then thinking about what's the best way to hire those people. And then Ketsia, I mean, your topic is, something that comes from my background in environmental science and making sure the environment, we look after it for our kids and their kids and so on and so forth. So I really think you did a great job in terms of doing your research. I thought you gave a great pitch. Your presentation was really amazing, and it was clear to me that you knew what you were talking about. And I think you just did a really great job in terms of articulating that today. And also, I would be concerned about these big corporations that are going to see what you're doing and be also very interested in it. So I really would encourage you, don't stop, keep going forward and look into the whole patent idea, because I think this is something that is where we're headed.
It's a big idea.
It's a very big idea, yeah. Great job, both of you.
Any other thoughts?
Steve, let me start with you. It was a great presentation. I really liked your idea. I would encourage you to think more about your market, like how much would your customers be willing to pay, and also think about the pricing component. So you mentioned educating people on doing things like filing their taxes or stuff like that. So have you, for example, thought about if you teach those people, then you basically don't need them anymore as customers, right? So you're letting some part of your revenue stream go away. So think about how would you, in your company, deal with these things. Ketsia, wonderful presentation. I'm all about sustainability, you know that. I'm teaching sustainable entrepreneurship. So I appreciate that your idea is based on, being environmentally friendly. Definitely the patent, think about that, how you will protect your idea as you move forward, and also think about things like if you, out of your market research, which you described very, very nicely, if your customers are telling you that they would be willing to pay 75 cents or 50 cents and you need $1 to produce the bottle, think about how sustainable that would be, right? Both of you, excellent presentations. I really love both of your ideas, and definitely go ahead and move forward with them. Thank you.
Steve and Ketsia, both wonderful ideas. This was a tough decision. They were both brilliant. Steve, for sure, I'd do some more market research. I'd look into the staffing agency component of the industry just to find more people, because there's a lot of people in those agencies who are unemployed, and this might be a perfect platform for them. Ketsia, wonderful presentation. Just to piggyback, this is great for the environment. So as you mentioned before, it won't be hard to convince everyone else of hopping on board. Just continue on the path that you're on. It was great.
Good. Well, that's great input, and I hope the both of you, take that to heart and as you move forward. And Shanique, why don't you let us know what the judges have decided?
So after a long deliberation, we picked Ketsia to move forward with her Always Green biodegradable bottle.
Great.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Both of you.
And congratulations to you.
Thank you.
One of the things that is a testament to persistence is, for example, Shanique was on this show about 2 episodes ago, and she didn't move forward, but then she went out and got $10,000 in prize money for a different idea that she pitched. So she's a testament to persistence, taking your ideas and moving them forward, and always being willing to be flexible and pivot. And the bottom line, though, always get back up. So thanks very much, and we will see you at our next episode, and hopefully we will see you on maybe, Bloomberg or Wall Street Journal.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great job.
Well, that's it from the Entrepreneurship and Innovation Center here at the University of New Haven. Thank you for joining us today on Pitch Perfect. Make sure to tune in for our next episode, and remember to make it yours, make it real, and keep on pitching.